Welcome to the iRally preview for Rally of Scotland. We have 2 rallies left in this year's IRC, but more importantly, it's the rally where I come home. This is my hometown. It's Dundee, it's Broadieferry Beach. I was born not 4 miles away from here. And take a look, you see this beach here? Take a look round at this beach, cameraman. By the way, it's Josie doing the camera work today. That is where 2 or 3 weeks ago I watched dolphins just beautifully, majestically rising in and out of the River Tay there. It is a wonderful place to live. It was a wonderful place for me to grow up, and you know what? It's a wonderful place to come rallying. And as I say, we're here for the IRC, certainly in the Perthshire and the Trossachs region. It is the second last round of this year's IRC. It's going to be exciting. Typically Scottish weather, as you can tell, blowing an absolute hoolie. Right now it's dry, but I wouldn't bet on it staying dry before the rally starts. The weather for the weekend is actually quite cold. The weather forecast is cold, it's wet. Would you believe they're forecasting potentially a little bit of snow on the Saturday? That could be very interesting indeed. What are we going to do with this preview? We're going to look at the 5 drivers who go into the last 2 rounds of this year's IRC with a chance of winning. I'm going to take you on a little tour, a little tourist tour of the east coast of Scotland, the Central Highlands of Scotland, and we're going to talk about our top 5 drivers. So we've moved away from the beach of Broadieferry and we've come to the highest point in my hometown, Dundee. We're on the Law Hill above the city of Dundee. You can see the Tay behind us, you can see Fife behind us, the beautiful city of Dundee. My school is actually in the background there. I won't point it out to you, but it's there somewhere. Now, from this point, the highest point in Dundee, let's talk about the highest driver in our standings just now. It's Jan Kopecky. On the face of things, you look at it, looks like he's well in the lead in the IRC Championship, but well, we've got these 2 high-scoring rounds to come, here in Scotland and then in Cyprus in a few weeks' time. I think Kopecky's in some trouble this weekend, I really do. His form has not been too great. Maybe that's a bit harsh considering he did win in Zlin, and I just think on tarmac, certainly on smooth, fast-flowing tarmac, he is impressive. When it gets tight and twisty on tarmac, he struggles. How is he going to get on gravel? Well, it's a long time since we saw Kopecky on gravel. There is a chance that even although he sits astride, he's right there at the top of the standings just now, come the end of this event, he might not be sitting quite so pretty. So we've moved away from the east coast and we've come to the gateway to the Highlands. Beautiful, beautiful part of Scotland. We're in Dunkeld. Actually, the stage is on Saturday running just in the mountains, just above this wonderful old city. Behind me, you can see the River Tay, one of the best salmon fishing rivers in the world. Well, we've talked about Jan Kopecky. Let's talk now about the man who's second in the championship, Freddie Loix. And now let's talk about the man who's third in the championship. Loix not coming to Scotland. I think that's his championship challenge over. But the man who is third in the championship is Thierry Neuville. Now, he's a kid who we know has got massive, massive talent on tarmac. He is the first driver since Gio Panizzi in 1992 to win the Tour de Corse and the San Remo Rally in the same year. That, for a young man, is some achievement. But big question mark over Thierry Neuville is his form on gravel. He's only done 3 gravel rallies in a 4-wheel drive car. That doesn't bode well for Neuville, but Neuville has done remarkably well to get himself right up there and challenging for this year's title. From the banks of the River Tay, we've moved on to the beautiful old city of Dunkeld, by the Athol Fountain here actually in Dunkeld. Now, those of you who are a little more observant might have noticed that I'd changed from when we were in Dundee. This is actually my family tartan, the Clark tartan. I like to wear it whenever I'm home. Josie asked me, does everyone in Scotland wear kilts? Absolutely. Every time you see pictures of Scotland, everyone's wearing kilts. Of course they are, Josie, you silly boy. Anyway, let's talk about the man who's 4th place in the championship just now, Juho Hanninen. He, I think, is the big threat. I think Hanninen still has a very real chance of winning this one. We know he's quick in Scotland. He won Rally Scotland last year. He will then go to Cyprus, and I think Hanninen will go to Cyprus as a favourite as well. If Juho Hanninen does well here in Scotland, which I'm absolutely certain he will go to Cyprus as the favourite to win this year's IRC. Look out, Hanninen's on a charge. Well, we thought we would take you out to have a look at one of the stages, and this is stage 3, Craigvinian. Now, stages round here, it's the stages that are running on Saturday in the Rally of Scotland. They were used just last weekend in the McRae stages. And, well, you know, you can have a look at them. Look, they're muddy. They're already very slippery indeed. And I tell you what, if we get much more rain between now and the start of the rally on Friday night, Saturday morning, these stages could be very, very tricky indeed. really this typifies what the stages on Saturday are about. We've got quite a bit of gradient. You're either uphill or you're downhill. It's logging country as well. As you can see, the logs on the left-hand side there. It really is going to be a challenge. While we're up here, it's our fourth scenery change. So we'll talk about our fourth driver in the standings just now. It's Bryan Bouffier. Now, Bryan Bouffier has had a tough old year. Started the year brilliantly with that win in Monte Carlo, and it's been difficult since then. He had a good finish in Ypres, which was then, well, it was taken away from him, wasn't it, when he was disqualified. That could really have been the defining point in his season. He's going to find it very difficult to win the title now. But Bouffier is here, and he is in Cyprus. We know that Bouffier has plenty of experience from the Polish Championship on gravel, so he will be at home on the muddy, rough, tough surfaces that we've got here in Scotland. But I think even if he wins this one, and he goes on to win in Cyprus, it'll be a close call. Bouffier is still with a chance, but it's a massive outside chance. So another change of scenery, and isn't it just beautiful here? And another change of clothes. But keep watching, because the kilt returns. What about our drivers, though? Well, this is the last of the drivers who I believe still has a chance of taking the IRC title this year. It's the driver who's 6th placed in the championship just now. It is young Andreas Mikkelsen. A season which started disastrously in Monte Carlo has promised a lot, certainly in the second half of the season. A great battle in the Azores with Juho Hanninen, leading in Hungary until the penultimate stage when he made that mistake and had a monster crash, and then coming so close in San Remo just 2 weeks ago. Is this the weekend for Mikkelsen to deliver on the faith that was shown in him by Skoda UK? You know what? It could well be. It could be Mikkelsen's weekend. It could be the weekend that Mikkelsen says, yep, I can still win this title, this IRC title this year. It's going to take a heck of a drive from the young Norwegian, but we know he's got it in him. So Andreas Mikkelsen, for sure he will be quick here in Scotland, but he has to win. And then he has to go to Cyprus and win that one as well. A tall order for Andreas Mikkelsen in terms of this year's championship. So what do I think is going to happen here in Scotland? Well, I'll tell you what, I think Juho Hanninen is going to win it. These conditions are almost perfect for him. Really fast in places, really slippery in other places. Hanninen is the reigning Scottish Rally champion. Scottish Rally champion, that's maybe the wrong way of putting it. He's the reigning champion here on the Rally of Scotland, and I think he'll make it 2 in a row. I think Mikkelsen, though, will push him all the way. You only have to think back to the Azores and that tremendous battle that we had there between Mikkelsen and Juho Hanninen. I think it'll be the same result here. Hanninen to win, Mikkelsen second. In third place, I think could well be Guy Wilkes. But that does depend on him keeping the car on the road. We'll have to wait and see how Wilkes gets on after his disaster in San Remo. Rally of Scotland this year is going to be a cracker. We have just under 40 cars here. We have a tremendous number of S2000 cars. Nearly 200 kilometres as well, over 3 days. It kicks off on Friday evening with the ceremonial start in the beautiful, beautiful city of Stirling by Stirling Castle there. 2 stages in the dark as well on Friday night. Then we come out on Saturday for the stages around Pitlochry and Dunkeld. We head across to the Trossachs and Lochard for the final day on Sunday. It is going to be a cracking Rally of Scotland. You can listen to it all, every single stage live on iRally. And don't forget as well, it's so important this weekend, 1.5 times points for Rally of Scotland. You have been watching the iRally preview for my home rally, the Rally of Scotland. Does it get any more beautiful than this? I don't think so. Is there anywhere better to come rallying? Absolutely not. We're in Scotland. Join us on iRally for the Rally of Scotland.